morning everybody, welcome back to my channel Fishing AT. And for those of you familiar with Chesil Beach, I'm obviously back there, but I'm fishing at Abbotsbury. I'm currently walking up to what's called the Dragon's Teeth, which is about 1100 meters from the car park at Abbotsbury. It's about 11 o'clock in the morning. It's Monday. What date's it today? I think it's the 10th of October, and as you can see, quite high tides, so we've got a bit of water here which I've got to try and navigate across somehow. Oh, that wasn't very good. Big wet foot. You can see the fleet there. It's actually going to be low tide at about 20 past 1, and high tide is at 8 o'clock tonight. So I'm going to fish it up to high and probably fish till about 9:30, and then get back to the car park. It's a glorious day. It's about 12 degrees when I left the car park. It's a strenuous walk for those that have done it. If you haven't done it, then please think carefully about how you prepare for the walk if you're coming this way. When you're walking, keep the walk between basically the bank and the reeds. Don't be tempted to cross through the reeds, because there are paths that go across, but you'll end up on the wrong side of the fleet. And then you come to the Dragon's Teeth, and hopefully we'll see the sea. There's quite a strong wind that's blowing across the land over the top of the beach, so the sea will be flat. But that's good because it'll be behind us when we're fishing. Lots of birds today, lots of geese flying over the car park at Abbotsbury. You can see the old monastery there. If you've never been to Abbotsbury, it's a beautiful little town. Some nice tea shops. There's the swannery and lots of other things to do. And there we go. Very rough last week. If you follow Ian Clark, he posted a video at the weekend where he fished on the Thursday of last week. Lots and lots of colour in the water, and he fished on the Saturday and it flattened off right off. He'd caught lots of lovely cod, bream, had dogfish, even had a gurnard in the very dirty water. So it's a mix of summer and winter species, and you can see the crowds of people down towards the car park. That's primarily why I've walked this way. When you walk this way, sounds a bit like Run DMC, doesn't it, if you're old enough to remember them. You'll see a sign that basically says this part of the beach is basically closed during the summer months. It reopens, I think it said 31st of August. I should have got a photo, so that you don't disturb the nesting birds. But now it's open again, but it does warn you that it's 13 kilometers to the other end, so you think carefully. Well, you've got plenty of distance to walk. You can see the swannery over there. All the white blobs on the water are the swans at the swannery. Beautiful spot. Anyway, enough of me waffling on. I'm going to walk for another while, and I'll come back to you when we're set up. Well, first caster out. It's just gone midday. I've got lug and ragworm and squid and mackerel as baits today, provided by Oliver's Angling in Clevedon. On the left hand rod here I've got a size 1 pulley pennel with ragworm and squid. I've just had a slackline bite on my first cast, so I just tightened into it. There's nothing seems to be still there, but I'll give it some time. And on the right hand rod I've just got a whole squid at the moment. There's plenty of mackerel around. I've seen people catching mackerel. I was walking across the pebbles, a guy walked into the car park with a massive carrier bag full. The chap fishing down for me pulled one in as I was walking past. There's lots of seagulls, there's bait fish being washed up on the shore. There's that bite. And there's even a swan. Oh god, that's really slack. There's even a swan about 150 yards out there. Oh, I missed him. That's a shame, that was a good bite. But anyway. So yeah, there's a swan out there. Oh, he's after. But there's a lot of seagulls on the shore, which is great to see. So fingers crossed for a productive day. Gotta, as I say, the wind is quite strong. It's not quite over my back as I thought. It's running down the length of the beach. So almost side on. But anyway, that's a good start, a bite. Missed it, but there's hope for more. Well, getting lots of good bites now. Pretty much as soon as I'm casting out, this right hand rod or here on the wrist has got lug, rag and squid on a pulley pennel. It's only been in the water 5 minutes really, and getting little knocks. Traces are pretty much coming back clean. So there's fish there, which is great. Just got to be able to try and connect to them. Something there, that feels good. Not feels a fish anyway. Oh, might be a doggy, I think. So I walked about half an hour today, probably the furthest I've ever walked on Chesil. So I haven't fished Abbotsbury for 2 years. I looked back in my records and the furthest I'd actually been was to the Dragon's Teeth. So I've walked quite a bit further today. So we'll see how it goes. My swan is there, if you can see that. And let's see what we got here. That's not a bad fight. It's on my Penn surf rampage rod, so it's quite bendy. So it might be a dog or something. Which it is. Well, that's the blank beaten, but I was hoping for something a little bit better, but that's the start. Now you can see these little white bait are washing up on the beach, which the birds have been taken. I might take a few of those. see if they're any good as bait. I just cast out after having that dogfish on the right hand rod here, and the left hand rod was slack. So certainly, even though it's very bright conditions and the water is quite clear, plenty of bites pretty much every cast, which is great. I've got again a pulley pennel on this one. I am fishing 3 rods at the moment because I had a problem with one of my Penn mag 525s earlier on, so I had my spare rod, and I've just got a whole squid on that one cast out, so that could just sit there for anything that's passing by in the gutter, as it were. The bulk of the action, or all the action at the moment, is on the worm and squid baits on the 2 left-hand rods here. So a new rig I'm trying out today is a what I call a double pulley pennel. I've got one of these little Innova 2-way clips here at the base that clips onto the lead. You can see that there. And then it's a bit like a paternoster, really, paternoster pulley. I've got a pulley here like a normal pulley, and then at the top I have another one which was comes down, and then essentially both clip into the fit in. It's probably not going to come out very well on the film. That's a bit fiddly. But essentially then your rig, your double pulley rig, looks something like that, where you have both hooks clipped at the bottom, and you obviously connect that to your connector. It unfurls when it hits the sea, and then you've basically just got a 2-hook flapper, I suppose. But it means there's another way of clipping down. Going to give that a go today and see how that works. Well, it's 20 past 2, hour after low water. Tide obviously well on the way in now. Since I had that dogfish about an hour and a half ago, the bites have dried up. I've just had a knock on the left hand rod. Small little tap. Conditions haven't really changed much. I think the wind has dropped off a little bit, so it's a little bit more comfortable from that perspective. Still lots of seagulls about 100 yards down, 150 yards down. Must be a lot of fish washing up on the shore there. So I'll come back to you if this bite develops anymore. I've just had a bite on the big rod with the mackerel head. Let's see what we got. I think another doggy. Which it is. Well, there's the fish. So let's get him unhooked and put back. There we go. And he's awake. Oh, that's interesting. That's the second dogfish I've had, really. Haven't seen the bite, which is quite unusual. Anyway, fish is a fish. Well, having missed that bite on the last cast, just put out a pulley pennel with lug and squid, and I had a bite straight away, so it was a good sign. Again, it doesn't feel very big, but hopefully, well, it's not a dogfish, so it'll be something a little bit different. Oh. Ah, would you believe it? Would you believe it? A mackerel. Oh well. Fresh bait or breakfast. Just bring it in here, didn't see any bite, but there's something on. Might be another mackerel, you never know. Oh, fantastic. Big fat bream. Well, there's a nice bream. I'm going to put him back, he's probably a little bit too small. He's only lip hooked there, just get a quick photo. Good on you, mate. Right, and he's gone. Oh, that's nice to get a summer species. It's 5:30. It's been a little bit hit and miss so far today. 3 dogfish, mackerel, and now a bream. Still got the dark hours to come, and the tide has still got 2.5 hours to come in, so I'm going to need to move up the bank a bit. Oh, it's a beautiful end to the day here at Chesil. Lovely sunset there. The wind has dropped off as per the forecast, so that's good. I'm not quite sure what I've got here. Bites are still pretty infrequent, not at the same frequency that they were at the start of the session. It's 6:15. And what have I there? Oh my word. Well, I never. Well, that is an absolute first for me. A great big hermit crab. Huh. Well, I know people will say they're very good bait. I'm not quite sure. Yeah, I don't think he quite enjoyed his trip in. So well, I'll probably put him back on the hook and send him out so that he's not wasted. And I've got a lovely shell as well. There we go. Hermit crab on a pulley pennel. Well, it's a day of surprises. Here's a beautiful gurnard on a big bait, half a mini mackerel bait. Wow, first gurnard for me for a while actually. Let's get him unhooked. Okay, steady on, steady on. Damn. He's taken a big bait. He's taken a big bait. Let's put him in the tub there. We can see him. Beautiful fins on him. Absolutely beautiful fins on them. Tub gurnard. Actually, he's bleeding a bit from the gills. I'll get him a quick photo and then we'll put him back. Such a pretty fish. I hope he's gonna be okay. Well, I didn't even see him swim off, so I think fingers crossed for him. Well, it was a pleasant surprise. Well, as is typical here, once the light starts fading, the bites start happening. Let's see what we got here. Also, it's surprising how cold it's got. I've put a fleece and a jacket on. Good little scrap. It's not a dogfish. So hopefully something of interest. And a nice bream. So fishing a sort of 2-hook flapper rig, and I think this was just ragworm. I'm going to put you back, mister. You're still a bit small, give you a chance to swim another day, fight another day, and he's off. Beautiful. So I haven't been, well, I'm not able to cast far anyway, but only 50-60 yards maybe the fish. It's obviously about an hour to high tide. Might have to move again. So yeah, that was a nice bream. So a couple of bream, so still the summer species are here. No cod, which was maybe what I was hoping for today, but I think it's a little bit clear. But we'll see now as we head into darkness. Well, here's another, I can't see it, maybe. Here's another species, a horse mackerel, quite a decent one actually. Taken on a bait again. So that's the 6th species I had today. So, well, summer species are still here. Great little session we're having. And here we go. That's what we came for. Nice Chesil cod. It'll be lovely with a few chips tomorrow. Just barely hooked. Again on the lugworm on the size 1 pulley pennel. Oh, here's another species tonight. Here's a whiting. Good knock. So reasonable size, but he'll be going back. Well, here's a bigger than normal conger for me anyway, probably about 3 or 4 pounds. Took him on that the mackerel I caught. I put the mackerel head on, and yeah, just a gentle tap fight and a good fight. So probably the biggest fish of the day. The cod was £2. I might try and weigh this and see if he'll probably be maybe 3, let's say 3.5. Well, the doggies are still here. Had a couple in almost successive casts on big baits, and he was taking on a whole squid. Well, it's the end of the session now, and just got my ninth species of the trip pouting. So it's been a good session. A little bit frustration at the start where couldn't really catch and connect with the bites, but all in all I've had a lovely day. It's 10 past 10 and I'm packing up and I'm going home. So really happy. Hope you enjoyed the video. Few more fish this time, and take care. We'll see you all again soon. Bye now.